The next video in this little mini series to accompany the notes is simplifying surds. I'm going to work through the example in the notes with you now. So simplifying surds, and in particular we are going to be looking at root 72. Now if I said root 72 to you, fair enough, that's fine. But you'll see later on in questions that if you're working with root 72, you're possibly going to miss options of how you can manipulate that surd. So we are going to simplify it to maximize the things we can do with it. Notice there's a square root there, and that's really, really important. So square root of 72, we are going to write down all the square numbers we know to see if any of them fit into 72. So 1 times 1, 1, 2 times 2, 4, 3 times 3, 9, 4 times 4, 16, 5 times 5, 25, 6 times 6, 36, 7 times 7, 49. You can go further, okay? You might have to go further. But what I want you to do, first of all, when you do these, is just use those lower numbers because it will probably work. You've identified your squared numbers. We're looking to see if any of those fit into 72 as a factor. So we've got 1 times 72, 4 times 18, 9 times 8, 16 doesn't work, 25 doesn't work, 36 times 2 does. And this is a wonderful trick we can do with our surds. We can split up our roots. So root 72, we could write as 36 times 2. Everyone agree? I've not changed anything there. I've just said that instead of writing 72, I'm going to write 36 times 2. It's all the exact same. And then we can do a lovely little trick, and we can do this with surds due to the fact it's similar to algebra. We can split this into 2 smaller roots. Root 36, root 32 is the same as xy, meaning x times y. Okay? We've just written them side by side, but that is okay. So I've got root 36, root 32. Now, that doesn't look simpler than root 72. I'll admit at this point it looks a lot more complicated. But we've got to remember why we chose these numbers. We chose them because they were squared numbers, which means that it is possible to square root them. So root 36 equals 6. Now, the square root of 2, we can't do anything with that. That is a surd in its simplest form. So that just has to say, I'm going to quickly go through the second example we have in the notes, which is the square root of 54 in its simplest form. So again, I write out my numbers, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49. With practice, they will roll off your tongue. You won't even have to think about them. Now, what fits into 54? Well, 1 times 54. 4, nope. We'd need it to be 56 if that was going to work. 9, well, we've got 9 times 6. 16 doesn't fit in, 25 doesn't fit in, 32, 49, 36, 49, none of them fit in. So the biggest one we can do is 9. So we've got 9 times 6. We split it up. So we've got the square root of 9, square root of 6, and then we remember why we chose square numbers in the first place. Remember that the square root of 9 is 3, but we can't do anything to that 6, and we're left with root 6 there.